Hi everyone. This is a short video explaining our classroom procedures for English class at Olathe West High School. This video's goal is to help you better understand how our class is going to run so that it can run as smoothly as possible and so that learning can be maximized. Alright, let's first talk about turning in late assignments. Most of us at some point this school year are going to experience a time where we forget or maybe things come up that prevents us from turning in homework or other assignments on time. If that's the case, you can still turn in any assignments with no academic penalty. That means I will not deduct any points for late work. However, all late assignments must be turned in with the accompanying absent late work form. You can see it here on this slide. There are two parts to this form. The first dictates what the assignment was, your name, how you turned it in, the original due date, etc. And the second portion involves a reflection. This is where you need to take some time and effort to reflect on why the assignment is being turned in late. If you do not turn this in with your late work, whether it is in person or online, you will not receive credit for the late assignment. If you were absent and you were unable to turn in an assignment that was due on the day you were absent, you still have to turn in this form. However, you only need to complete the upper portion of the form, not the bottom reflection. Class disruptions are something that can be really irritating for all students and can prevent us from learning effectively. So for that reason, please avoid talking, pencil sharpening, tissue blowing, etc. when myself or others are speaking. If at any point you need to get up to use the restroom or go to the nurse or leave the class for any reason, you must give me your cell phone as collateral, which of course you can pick up again when you return. Also, only one student can leave the classroom at a time. You may only request to use the bathroom during individual or group work time and never during whole class instruction because I don't want you to miss anything important that I may be explaining. When you're coming and leaving class, it's very important that you always arrive to class on time. That means before the bell rings. Whenever you come to class, you should bring your independent reading book, which we'll check out soon, your MacBook, and your writer's notebook, which is a spiral, and you need to bring those every single day. We will almost always start class with silent reading time. Otherwise, look to the board for instructions, assignments, and objectives. This will be on the Apple TV in the classroom we're in, or possibly on the whiteboard. Whenever it's time to leave class, I want to make sure you remember that you're not dismissed by the bell, but by me. That means if I or another student is talking and the bell rings and we're not finished, you are not to leave until I have excused you. I promise that will rarely happen, but if it does, please be respectful and wait until you're excused. If the opposite happens and there's a little bit of extra time, maybe a few minutes at the end of class and the bell has not yet rung, and you're standing with your backpacks waiting to leave, you need to stay out of the no-fly zones. These are areas in each classroom we'll be in which students are prohibited from standing before the bell rings. This prevents us from crowding around the entrances of classrooms and prevents us from causing any chaotic clusters. So make sure you stay near your desk or near your area with your backpack until the bell rings. In addition, before you leave, it's important you push in any chairs and especially clean up any trash. Remember, Olathe West is an open concept school, so teachers and students are sharing classrooms. If another teacher comes into our classroom that we were just in and there's trash everywhere, it does not look very good on me. So please be respectful to other students and other teachers and me by cleaning up after yourself. When it comes to seating charts, there's going to be definite seating charts in place, but there's going to be flexibility with those. You're going to be paired with a small group of about 3 to 4 other students. No matter what classroom you are in, it is expected that you sit at a location in the room with that group. Where you sit in that room is completely up to you, but who you sit with is assigned. If it becomes an issue, I may choose to assign you to certain locations in a room if you are unable to handle the free flexibility of the seating chart. Luckily, seating charts are going to be redone frequently throughout the school year, so you'll be mixed up with new groups quite a bit over the course of the year. When it comes to technology, you are responsible for keeping your technology safe and working properly. You are also allowed to charge your devices at any time, but you must remember not to leave any personal belongings behind. Again, Olathe West is an open concept school, and teachers and students are sharing rooms. If you leave something behind, it makes it vulnerable to theft or damage. If that occurs, only you are responsible. In addition, make sure technology is only used when you are instructed by me. I can seize any technology, that means I can take it, if I believe you are misusing it at any point. Remember, the first warning for cell phone or other technology misuse, is a warning. Second time, I will seize the device and keep it till the end of class. And the third time, I will seize the device and take it to the principal's office. There, you will have to wait until the end of the school day to retrieve the device. The fourth time and on will be brought back to the principal, but this time only your parents can pick up the device. So how will you know when it's okay to use the technology? There are 3 forms of technology that are allowed at certain points during the year: cell phones, headphones, and of course, MacBooks. Whenever it is okay to use that technology, you will see a check mark next to those pictures of the technology somewhere in the room, probably on the whiteboard. Whenever you're not allowed to be using the technology, you'll see a red X next to the picture. You can see some examples below. It's important to remember that the red X, meaning you cannot use the device, means that you cannot have the device out at any point. If there's an X next to one of the pictures, then that means you must have that item stowed in your backpack out of sight, not sitting on your desk. When it comes to food and drink, snacks are allowed at any time within reason. So of course that means don't bring in a pizza, spaghetti, or tacos, so foods that are especially messy. Water and other beverages are okay, but they must have lids, so that way you can avoid spilling on your laptop or on the carpet. Again, we want to keep our facilities nice because we're sharing them with other people. And last, where will we meet? We are going to use Microsoft Teams to see where classes will be held and to set up appointments for one-on-one conferences. So let's take a minute and see how we can do this. The first thing you're going to want to do is in your web browser, go to teams.microsoft.com. When you're logged in using your student email and your student password, you will see different channels for different classes. Here are my classes, but yours would look different than mine. Let's take a look at our first hour here as an example. When I click on the general channel for this class, you can see different appointments are being set up for different days. This is how you know when to, or where to go for each day. So for example, on Tuesday, August 29th at 8 a.m., you will be in room 2415. Hopefully you'll figure out where to find that room, but that's how you know exactly where to go for that class period. In addition, I keep various files with basic information under Files, and then assignments will be viewable under the Assignments tab. If you would like to set up an appointment with me, you would want to go to the Meetings tab on the left. Schedule a meeting is the button you will click. Give the meeting a title, choose a meeting location, preferably in the OOW freshman community, a date, a time, any notes you'd like me to be aware of, and then you can invite me here. You don't want to choose a channel, that's just for teachers, but if you invite people, you can type in my name, Mrs. Crane, or preferably just the last name, C-R-A-N-E, or my email, adcrane@olatheschools.org, and then you can invite me to this meeting. You'll see here that the organizer should be your name, not mine. The reason why you'd want to schedule a meeting with me is to get some one-on-one conferencing about your writing, your projects, your homework, etc. Please utilize this as much as possible. I'd love to meet with you, especially during our Power 50 time, where students have extended time to meet with teachers. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions.